Hi. So today I want to talk about Pluto in Capricorn. So the exact dates for this I will put in the description, but I will verbally tell them to you now. It has been in Capricorn since January 27th of 2008, and it will be there until November 19th of 2024. So in 2017, we're basically at a halfway point of this energy, which in my interpretation is really kind of, the crux of the axis where things really start to shift into gear. Pluto and Capricorn to me is about physically manifesting your long-term goals and dreams through hard work, dedication, perseverance, construction of resources, grounding, etc. Because Capricorn, is a businessman, it's a hard worker, it's a carpenter, and Pluto is all about transformation and deep intensity. And Capricorn's also about long-term goals and aspirations and accomplishing them, and then just kind of like, it's the goat that climbs to the top of the mountain, and it might be a really rigorous, treacherous journey, but once it's up there, it can stand there and look out at the view and really take in what it has achieved and make it all worthwhile. So the next 7 years then, in essence, this energy is going to be going on. And I feel this very deeply, especially when it aspects things. But in a simple sense, our focus is going to be on achieving these visions that we have. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone. Personally, I want to create an animal sanctuary. I want to own a large plot of land and have different buildings, like a healing center, a spiritual education center, like a clinic, maybe do some woofing and have some lodging for people that would do farm work, and it could be a community and people could feed themselves, blah, blah, blah. I have this big dream in my head, right? And right now, I'm still really gathering together the resources that I need. I obviously need a lot of money for this project, and to do that, I need to create a business, and to do that, I need to be fully in my truth and my spirituality, and all these things are going to take years and years and years to accomplish, but they're all towards this larger, bigger dream. So if you have something like this where you see yourself in the next 10 years in a certain place, doing a certain thing, having a certain career or resource or structure, it is probably tied into this energy, because this is what we need to do. When Pluto moves then into Aquarius, it's going to try and transform society, because Aquarius is society and technology and community and humanity, and this is all going to be deeply, deeply changed. Just as, in a way, Pluto and Capricorn is deeply changing the structure and the foundation of our consciousness right now in a very physical sense, in terms of the businesses and buildings and resources that are available, being shared, being created right now. It's kind of disassembling the patriarchy, disassembling big business, and allowing, different generations to lay down the framework of their own economy, so that when we get into the Aquarius thing, it'll all make a lot more sense, and we'll all be a lot more rooted in our truth. At least this transit is an opportunity to do so before it shifts, and there's plenty of time to do that. So if you are still questioning what it is that you want to achieve and create, um, I would channel into this energy and really ask Pluto and Capricorn what it is that you're meant to be doing. Because in a way, this is a very structured yet deeply intense energy. So you're going to be pulling from your soul with this one. You're going to be aligning with your soul's purpose and mission. You're not going to just be creating things out of nowhere. You're going to be creating things that you really truly care about, that you were meant to make here, and it is part of the reason you are incarnated, because Pluto is about death and reincarnation, and it really symbolizes a lot of your karma, and Capricorn's asking you to make it real, to make it something you can touch, see, act with, create with, build from. This is something that will allow you to be safe and secure and supported on this planet once it's achieved. So if you feel really frustrated where you're at right now in your life, and you feel like maybe you haven't done all the things you wanted to do, just be patient, because it's going to take time. Capricorn takes time, so does Pluto. Pluto takes 14 years on average to go through a transit. So it's not something that needs to be rushed, and it's not something that can be rushed. You just have to put in the work. If you're feeling really depressed or like nothing is going on, put in some work. It might seem a little counterintuitive, but you're going to feel better because you're going to be putting the blocks together that you need to in order to create a better life for yourself. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy over a lot of time, but I really feel this is a beautifully grounding placement. You know, it's incredibly earthy and real. Like, I can't describe it with language. It's something that I'm feeling in my body, but I'm attempting to channel it for you. As well, what's interesting is any animal or child that is pretty much under the age of 7 or 6 is going to have this in their chart. So our really younger generation here is going to have a pretty good head on their shoulders, and they're going to seem to just know things, and they're going to be really prepared to take over when the times shift. I mean, everything is divinity. I know that if you want to look at it in part, you know, I'm living in America, and our government is really shifting and changing. Capricorn can represent the government as well, and authority. Our police systems and our prison systems and our government and a lot of these really heavy institutions and these big businesses that are incredibly powerful and rich, etc., they've been hoarding all of the power and resources, and Pluto is coming in and pretty much kicking their ass and destroying them. It might seem chaotic right now, but Capricorn has a structure to it, and it's not gonna let everything just fall to shit. You know, Spirit would intervene before then anyway. But when I said earlier about Pluto and Capricorn destroying the patriarchy, I really meant that. And you can see it, you know, if you tune into the mainstream media, which I don't, but I know that it is there, and I know that it's projecting all of this fear and anger and hatred and destruction and chaos. And yes, to some degree that is happening, but when you turn that off and your life is peaceful, recognize that also. But these things do need to be disassembled, and they do need to be dismantled so that we can do it right. These are broken systems, and Pluto and Capricorn is going in there and tearing them fucking down like a wrecking ball. I don't know what those machines are called, but you know, it needs to really destroy these things. It might not happen just in this transit. Not everything is going to be shifted, but large structural changes are going to be made in the way that our consciousness functions all over the world. I can really only speak for my country. But I know that people are starting to trust themselves more and start to go towards local businesses and starting to pay attention to how they spend their money, because they recognize that when they spend money on something, they're supporting something. I'm also noticing that people will get really excited about local elections, but pretty much have no faith anymore in some of the higher up things and just kind of ignore it. And a lot of people are starting to realize that the news is really sensationalized and that they can find their truth more easily from independent reporters and journalists. You know, it might seem like we live in a bad and difficult time, and to a degree, yes, this is a really hard time to be alive, but it's always hard to be alive. This is a planet of initiation and learning and being in a physical vessel as a non-physical entity, and it's not going to be easy all of the time. When you sit yourself in alignment, there are periods of time where you're flowing really great, but you're always going to find a challenge, and you're always going to find that the universe wants to help you grow more. And growing, it's like growing pains. So just try to keep an even head on. Try to keep it steady and consistent while the world is falling apart around you, and focus on creating your own strong self and environment and business and whatever it is that you need to ground into this earth. This transit is going to have a beautiful energy available to you where you will feel totally motivated and can embody such a powerful, powerful energy to get things done and to make them happen. The people that you need in your life will come to you, and you'll probably find that there are a lot of people who channel this energy similar to you. And those are the people you want to link up with. You can't do all of this on your own, but if you find people that also want to create a sanctuary, then be friends with them and see where it goes. They might have the tools that you need, and vice versa, to make it happen in a really beautiful way. So honestly, I could talk more about this placement, but I feel like I've given a pretty good summary as far as my own interpretation of it at this time. So I hope that helps. I have a subscription service on patreon.com/harmonicocean. I'll put that in the description. I do a monthly forecast, basically like what I did just now, describing a planet in a sign. I do for every planet as it goes through the month, as well as any aspects that they're making. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's a document that you can read at your own pace. And that would really support me a lot. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you give me a thumbs up, that always makes me smile. I read any comments that you guys leave, because it's not like I have 1 million subscribers right now, but people seem to be enjoying these, so I'm going to keep doing it. All right. Love you guys.